Hey everybody, I'm Joe and welcome back to the Homestead. Today we're going to be talking about what knives you need as a, prospective butcher or somebody that's already in the butchering game but wants to see what, an experienced 20-year butcher would recommend you get. So we're going to jump in with Mark and he's going to give you some recommendations. This is the Anyone Can Farm experience.
Talk different types of knives that you're going to encounter, and I would reckon that you're going to have to make some decisions pretty early on what is your threshold, what you really need. Out of the knives that are in front of me, we've got a paring knife. This is a general purpose cutting knife. This is a chef's knife. This is a boning knife, and this is a skinning knife, and this is a cleaver. All right, so this is used for times when you have to make like intricate cuts. Like let's say that you are going to open up a kidney and you're going to scrape out the things inside of it that aren't good to eat. This would be the first thing that I would go to. However, you could use this. You could use this. You could use this, but this would be really cumbersome, really cumbersome. This would work, and this would work, but this would be the best choice, okay? The general purpose knife is a knife that we could use just about every place on the animal, even when we get into the heavy cutting, like let's say making steaks. The chef's knife is a knife, it's a real wide blade, and what it does is it keeps us, if we start a cut, it's going to keep that cut going in the same direction. It keeps it steady. Right, so if we're going to cut steaks off of a loin, let's say, we could draw this through with one motion and make a steak. Where a knife like this, we just don't have the length to it to make that cut. The boning knife is designed to be a little bit skinnier at the front. This is a good knife for sticking pigs too. It's actually an excellent knife because this goes in really easy and it will reach far up in there. It's kind of a long blade, right? So it works really good for that. But the downside of this is it's kind of flimsy, and that works good for boning, but for other activities, not so good. The Skinner, this is designed for making long sweeps, all right? So you might hold it kind of like this, and then when you have the skin out, you're making sweeps with it, right? So that's why it is rounded off on the tip. I've seen them that are even rounder than this, but this will be sharp right to the tip. Okay? Now this knife is perfectly suitable for a lot of different tasks too. But I think if I could only have one, I believe I would take the general purpose knife because I think I can do everything with this. And this would be a good place for you to start. And then when you're sure that this is what you want to do, add a few more knives to it. A knife like this is about $50, right? But it'll last your lifetime. You know, even if you sharpen it a lot, it will last your lifetime. It should, or at least 20 years. And so in that time, you will make a lot of gains with a knife like this. Whereas let's say that you want to go the cheap route and you spend a $10, go to the secondhand store and you get a $10 knife. First of all, they won't stay sharp. I carry a knife, it's called a Mora knife, and it's a stainless steel blade. I carry it on my belt all the time. And I can get this very sharp, but it doesn't stay that way for a real long time. But the beauty of this knife is it's $12, and it comes with a sheath. So if I have to use it to pry something, I don't care. You know, if something goes wrong with it, I don't feel like I'm out something terrible with a knife like this. But yeah, it'll cut a bale string. If I have to, I can pull it out at a dinner table and I can cut my steak with it if I have to. It'll work really good for that. But as far as butchering and meat crafting is what you're broaching, you want to start with the best tools that you can possibly afford. And I think knives, that's the first place. So if I were going to be starting over again, I would get one knife like this, And then I would invest heavily in a sharpening system. I'd get a steel, and I'd get a nice, real nice oil stone and one knife. And then the next time I had extra $50, I'd get another one of these. So now I have 2 sharp knives. If one knife gets too bad and I need to sit down with it and really work it over, I have something that I can go to. I don't want to have to break off my meat cutting to go sharpen a knife. Okay, and then I would go from there. Probably my third choice after that would probably be this. And these are about $8. This is a Victorinox knife, high quality, cheap, real cheap. You could have several of these. This, it would be nice to have this. You can break chickens down with this. You can cut big steaks with this. This can be used for prepping vegetables. Good, real good knife. And that's it for knives. I probably from there, I would go to the cleaver. That would be me, because you've got to be able to, separate bone, and that's what the cleaver's for. Okay.
All right, if you wouldn't mind, if you enjoyed the video, smash that like button. Let the algorithms know you enjoyed it. And if you're curious, now that you have your knives and you have the recommendation, and you need to know how to sharpen them, go ahead, click this video right here, and we'll catch you all in the next one.